Good morning friends, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal and Adab. This is my 254th video and it will be covering the accession policy, and I am covering Ambala Cantonment in specially, and I want entire Ambala Excised Area or the NAC area, which was called Notified Area Committee in the 1977 notification. Now, I just told you in my earlier video that in 1934, the Britishers excised Ambala via letter number 14, subpara 3 oblique 73. This I am talking of 5th February 1977 of the now accession done. So, what was the accession? This accession was certain areas of Ambala Cantonment. It doesn't talk of civil area. It talks of certain area, because one civil area in Ambala, people will be surprised. The railway road side, Dudla Mandi, and the Topkhana Bazaar or the Royal Horse Artillery Bazaar, and the area behind that was not excised. Apart from that, that was civil area. So now some area was excised. So, as per the Government of India, Ministry of Defence, notification SRCO 6-2 dated 5th February 1977, published in Part 2, Section 4 of the Gazette of India, 5th February 1977. So, this notified area committee was to be created because land was to be handed over to the Haryana government. Now, Haryana was created in 1964. So, the administrator had to be. So, these were some terms and conditions again, which was stipulated in 1934. Now, these terms are existence in now either. So, what are these terms? These terms: proprietary rights of the Government of India and the Ministry of Defence in all properties in the excised area shall stand transferred to the Government of Haryana free of cost, and proprietary rights of the Cantonment Board in respect to the area excised shall stand transferred to this NAC referred to free of cost, subject to further conditions set out in this letter. Now, very smartly the government plays, like Britishers, like this government. No government has changed. British thought that we were slaves to them. The present or the earlier governments think we are defined qualified slaves now. Why am I using the word defined? Because they say because you have a constitution, and that constitution says the three pillars, the legislative, the executive and the judiciary, are the supreme, and you citizens of India are only a framework of the whole constitution. You know, we are the four corners of the constitution. We are only framed. We don't make any policy. No government listens to us unless we are a political or a vote bank. Get it? So, what is now transferred to Government of India? The area, they say, proprietary rights. Now, there is a judgment of bungalow number 127 and 127B, Bank Road, Ambala, which says that land was never transferred in this notification, and this judgment went up till Supreme Court and it has been upheld. So, that means in 1977, when this notification took place, land was not transferred by the Ministry of Defence. Why? This is where I will be reaching in my accession policies. Government is only playing with us. It's like a ping pong. You know, anybody knows how table tennis is played? The ball jumps from one side of the table to the other side of the table. Who's hitting us? The executive sitting this side and the legislative sitting this side. And I would term the net is the judiciary. Now, both these sides hit us, and we keep jumping on to the judiciary for relief. Where are we? We are invisible. We are not seen on this table. So, government is not willing. So, this judgment rules out this entire. So, all assets, second conditions, liability in respect to excised area shall stand transferred to the state government. Again it says free of cost, subject to conditions that 150 acres of land shall be acquired by the state government at their own cost and shall be placed for the users of the Ministry of Defence. Look now, how smart. They are excising 150 acres of land and they are wanting that the state government should give them 150 acres of land, resumed anywhere. So, this was resumed in Tundli village, somewhere next to the army only. In 1987, I have the MLMs and the military registers, which clearly goes to say that 150 acres of land was handed over to the Ministry of Defence. So, when land is already handed, this land should become of the Government of Haryana. But this judgment of 127 Bank Road says no. So, what are we? That's the problem. The state government may change allocation of land, transfer to the state government the way it feels. Is it allowed? Has any land changed use? Even today, if you have to construct anything in Ambala Excised Area, NAC area, you cannot go above 90 feet of restricted areas because of the air base area of Ambala. Air Force Station doesn't allow you. Did any land in Ambala Cantonment from 1977 to 2024 change its uses? No. Even today we are called old grant. Today also we are leasehold properties. So, we are again labelled B3 lands, B4 lands. So, we are living in the same fancy except that our father's name has changed. So, guys, we need to wake up now. What is the next policy? If any land transfer to the state government is disposed of, for example, by way of disposal of vacant land or conversion of old grant or leases into freehold. Let's say the state government wants to freehold some piece of land to the occupier, owner or the department. It will charge money as per the policy and 50% of that remuneration which will be taken by the NAC or the Ambala Southern Municipality will be reimbursed to the Ministry of Defence. Why? When you've already taken 150 acres of land, you already are saying free of cost we are transferring all this, and then you are trying to play these kind of slimy roles. Why? You know, this is where the ministry, even today, the armies, the British army or the Indian army, their mindset has not changed. You know, the men in uniform think we are the supreme commanders. Yes, you are our security, you are our national pride, but that doesn't mean that you do not come under the constitution. That doesn't mean that you are one and above to me, my citizenship rights. You are also a citizen of India, but that's the problem. Article 14 is only a eyewash to this equality status in India. So, this is where this gimmick plays. Now, 50% the DO. Now, I have a letter which I will read in my coming video, where the DO is claiming 50% from the Ambala Southern Municipal Administrator or the SDM, or you could say the DC. Now, properties transferred will be applied by NSC for the first place to satisfy the liabilities of the cantonment. So, 1977, when any property was being transferred to A to B, first all claims of A had to be written off either by B, who was inheriting, that is the state government, or the occupier who was liable to pay some house tax, areas or whatever. That acceptable, nothing big issues. All road safeties, road making, berms, sides will be maintained by the NAC department, agreed. The civil defense arrangements will be jointly held, so the security issues will be taken up on a joint platter. The last and foremost says this condition 20, such areas may be indicated by the Government of India which shall be kept free from construction by NAC. Now, the involvement of the Government of India or the Ministry of Defence is 100% into this excised area. It says any permission, any will be made on these areas will be by the basic policy of the Ministry of Defence. So, these stipulations, these conditions were unbelievable. Now, here there is an additional stipulation which was not in the original 1955 Dave report. Now, this says all relevant records pertaining to the excised area shall be made available to the NSE as early as possible. It is not talking of handing over, it is talking will be made available. So, that means a second set of copy will be created and it will be made available. So, this is what? See, you understand the British after 1937, they clearly say that the General Land Register is the record of rights or the land revenue register of your cantonment. So, the GLR had to be only given in duplicate. You will be surprised, n number of cases the DOs, COs are summoned to get the land records and they are carrying the GLR. Now, recently in most of the cases, the DO is not even willing CO to get these records. They say these records are perishable, they have got unsustainable, cannot be brought to the courts. Now, we have had a digitalization under the Raksha Bhumi 14 or 2011 order. So, we can give you a digitalized extract of the GLR. That is all. There is a writ filed in the Punjab and Haryana High Court to bring all the land records of Ambala Excised Area or the NSE area. Let us see what happens to that writ. How does the court interpret? How does the lawyer of the beneficiary or the excised area argues? You need to know the laws, then only you can make these arguments. Otherwise, I again tell you, this is the executive, this is the legislative. We are a ball which is being hit by the executive. We go to the legislative, they both keep hitting us. Then we finally get stuck in the judiciary. Either he wins or he wins. Where are you? The ball never wins. So, the word is balls, baby. You have no right. But there is a very important thing in a excision of what was done in 1957 in Agra and what was done in 1917 in Ambala and what is being done in 2024 notification. When Ambala or Agra was excised, there was a proper boundary pillars made. And these new boundary pillars were specially notified under a notification number 48E of 18th December 1976 of Gazetteer Part 2. So, boundary pillars from 1 to 43 were created and approximately 150 acres of land was excised. Now, what happened in Agra was similar. They have their boundary notification. Ambala, this is the notification. I have the plan, I have the notification. I have the 1934 also notification. So, you need to understand now government is not notifying boundary pillars. It is notifying survey numbers. Why is it doing this? So, friends, please understand these survey numbers alone if are excised are very dangerous. So, what is the importance now of 1934 excision, 1957 excision, 1955 Dave report, 1977 excision? These all have, including 1934, a conveyance deed, which will it happen in 2024? When you jumble up these records, evidences, the department goes on the back foot, because we don't want these mistakes to repeat. What happened in 1934, what happened in 1955 Dave report, what happened in 57 in Agra, what happened in 1977. A lot of water has flown. So, we need to get these sale deeds across. I am ready to share this sale deed of Ambala, which I just mentioned is on sale deed number 142 on page number, volume number 96, page 96 to 105, dated 3rd October 1934. So we all need to get together. Some bungalow owners feel, no, Mr. Das, we don't need this. It's the only civil area which is getting excised. Whether the bungalow area will be taking somebody from Kasoli or Dakshay was mentioning me, the station commander said that no, we are ready, we are willing to even get rid of the bungalow area. Let it happen. But I am going to share today when in 1977 an Ambala excision took place of the area, 8 bungalows were excised along with it, which were following within the Ambala bylaws and the House Accommodation Act notified area. But the land record was never made over to the NAC officer or the administration. So friends, please don't get stuck up into this government which is bent to give jumlas. We need to move more forward. We need to ask the government, please transfer everything. You'll be surprised, 1977 I want to ask my local MLA, even today I have to sign an admission deed when I get my mutation done of an excised area property. And what is the admission deed? That I am a grant under Governor General Order 179 of 1836. Why? My leases are not being renewed. Haryana government is making various policies to this, but nothing is being implemented. Last 47 years, we people have only had an opportunity of saying my father's name has changed from A to B. Nothing on ground has changed. It is only that things become little easier when I deal with my local MLA. But in Ambala, my local MLA would just wake up one day and he'll say the sale deeds are banned in excised area because he doesn't want it. One day he'll wake up and he'll say, okay, all sale deeds are opened in excised area. So you start giving admission deeds now. Where is that land record of Ambala since 1977? No, it is not being maintained. No mutation has taken place. We are being mutated only for tax purposes under the Haryana Municipal Act 82. What is happening? Guys, wake up, please. Please wake up. We were old grants never converted into new grants. Thank you. Good day.